morning. It's good to see you here, to be with you. How are you doing?
Glad to be here.
Yay, yeah. Yeah, the joy of the Dharma, no matter what circumstances may appear, the joy of the Dharma stays steady. So a special welcome if this is your first time. And welcome to those who are joining us on streaming. And people who make that happen, like the streamer helper and the Homestay and Linda Grove and everyone who keeps the shrine room clean and tidy so we just can walk in and sit down. My name is Zopa and this is Dora, and we're associate teachers here. Lama Michael is on a well-deserved vacation, which reportedly will end at the end of January, and we miss him. And I thought I would start this morning with just some personal contemplations, thinking about what am I and where am I? What is this situation of being a human with Buddha nature? Seems like an incredible puzzle that within us we have this unbounded, natural compassion and wisdom, and yet I observe myself going around the world, sometimes engaging in totally stupid things. Even I don't want to. And yeah, that's a strong word, stupid, but the actions are like that, not me, the actions. They are like that. Maybe you find that for yourself too. So I was thinking when that occurs, it's because I really fail to see and understand some obvious truths. That is that everyone is completely the same in that situation. There's no one who doesn't do things they regret. They wish they hadn't. We're so human that way, aren't we? But it's important to remember that about everyone, because when we don't remember that, we're very judgmental. Maybe I should just say, I. This may not apply to you, but check in, as Lama Yeshe used to constantly say, check in. Check in, is it true? Check in with yourself. This failure to remember constantly, it would be good to do it constantly, but even a few times a day, to remember that we are fully human. So we're gonna make mistakes, and we're going to hurt others, wishing we weren't doing it even, regretting it later. But all the time, remembering we have this pure, open, loving, wise Buddha nature. And I was thinking a lot this weekend how how contradictory this feels, how it just rubs in my mind like scritchy. But the teachings help us because they say it's from our mistakes, from these ways of harming the mud. It's from there, the mud of that the lotus, the awakened lotus, the Buddha nature appears. It's only through these mistakes that we see and learn and can experience in that moment of seeing, oh, I made a mistake. I regret it. I wish I had not done it. I'll resolve not to do it again. Awakened. So we definitely need refuge. Definitely. And we take refuge here with our beautiful prayer, which we'll do in a moment. And we do it for the benefit of not just ourselves, but every being. And we say that we'll do the impossible thing, which is for every being everywhere, with no exception. Sentient beings are numberless. I vow to save them all. Impossible. Impossible. But the point is to observe what happens in your heart and your mind when you even imagine having that capacity. It's not that we're going to save them all right now. No, we're humans. But to have that aspiration and carry it around affects everything we think, say, or do in a day. So before we say our prayer, I wanted to just read this very short aspiration for you. I like the title of this. This comes from my teacher, Venerable Thubten Chödrön, through one of her students, Jessie. This is called The Aspirations of Bodhicitta, a prayer for synchronicity with the universe. Nice phrase, huh? When we're not in synchronicity, we suffer. When we're in synchronicity, we're happy. Here's the prayer. When I meet the close one, the difficult one, or the one I do not know, may I always understand that these are ever-shifting labels. Tomorrow, an enemy becomes a stranger. My friend, an enemy. The stranger, my friend. May I remember that all these beings have been so dear to me from time to time throughout the infinite lifetimes during which we have traveled this universe together. Mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, lovers, teachers, and friends. May I see the radiant kindness of all these dear ones in every bite I eat, every road I travel, every book I read, every word I speak, every Dharma thought I think, and in every single enjoyment and comfort I experience. And may I be filled with great joy at the mere hope for some chance to repay their incomprehensible kindness. May I look closely enough to see in each being's eyes that they are just like me, wanting desperately not to suffer and longing to be happy. When we think like this, what's called bodhicitta rises in the heart. This wish to end the suffering of all beings and the understanding that there's no separate I, no separate other. The Dharma is so beautiful. Ooh. So let's do our prayer together and take refuge.
Until the summit of enlightenment is reached, I and all beings go for refuge to the sources of true refuge. I will now practice the absorption of calm abiding in order to release all beings from their particular suffering and establish them in lasting peace and happiness. Until the summit of enlightenment is reached, I and all beings go for refuge to the sources of true refuge. I will now practice the absorption of calm abiding in order to release all beings from their particular suffering and establish them in lasting peace and happiness. Until the summit of enlightenment is reached, I and all beings go for refuge to the sources of true refuge. I will now practice the absorption of calm abiding in order to release all beings from their particular suffering and establish them in lasting peace and happiness. Now together we engage in calm abiding, shamatha. So it's good to begin by checking in with your body. How's it doing? Check in with your body with a compassionate mind, a grateful mind. Without the body, we cannot practice. So it's good to let go of any tension in any parts of the body. Fully relax. Yet remain alert, like a lion surveying a big savanna, watching very carefully for what arises in that field. Very relaxed, yet very alert. Regal, confident.
Now, it's very important not to manufacture a state of trying to meditate. So, if that's happening, just let it go. We're not meditating. Too much baggage with that. Just be here in this present moment. Oh, already gone. Next moment. Oops, gone. That's all. There's nothing to plan, remember, consider. Nothing. It's good to have an anchor so we can see when we get distracted, which is inevitable. Distractions will come, then they go. They stay if we entertain them. No need to do that. So the most common thing to use is the breath. Very focused on the breath at the nostrils usually. Fully aware of the in-breath. The turn, the out-breath. Sometimes a kind of gap. Then an in-breath, etc. Then we get lost in thoughts. That's okay. It's natural. The moment you see you're lost, come back to the breath. At that moment, you're awake. Not lost. I'm going to share one quote that seems to support calm abiding. Calm abiding meditation teaches us the value of every moment's unique experience. You have never taken this particular lungful of air before. And you will never do so again. So we'll meditate like this for the next 30 or so minutes with some breaks. Stretch and relax if you need it. Check where your mind is. If you find your mind is very excited with lots of thoughts, you can focus on an imaginary black dot just about 2 feet in front of you on the floor. Sometimes that brings the mind down from so much excitement. If you're sleepy and foggy, open your eyes a little and brighten your attention as though you're looking at something incredibly interesting, which is your breath. in and freshen your meditation. Reset. Reset your mind.
By this virtue may I quickly realize Mahamudra and establish all beings without exception in this state.
Thank you. Next, we have a break for tea time, but first we have some announcements, and then please, if you can, come back for Dharma discussion, which will last till 11. Announcements. Let's see, there's mind training group this Thursday evening. I will be facilitating that since Tim Campbell, who usually does, is needing a break. But please feel free to join in. If you've never come before, that's okay. We're used to people coming in, and there's a core group. You don't even need to have the text. Which is called Essential Mind Training, is in the bookstore. See me at the break if you have questions. And every Wednesday, especially for those who are new here and don't know, we do Chenrezig practice at 7 to 8 p.m. And you're welcome to come to that too. Even brand new, don't know what it is, it's fine. And then, do you want to just, what's that?
Tuesday, Green Tara.
Oh, that's this coming week? I always get confused. Tuesday, Green Tara. There are 2 Green Tara practices. There's a short one and a longer one. And if you have questions, see Cynthia. She's going to be around during break, and she'll make it clear to you, and you're welcome to come to those too.
Registration for winter personal retreat is in full swing, and encourage you to sign up for some time if you at all can do that. February 15th through April 13th is the window of time, and people can choose their length of time that they'd like to go out and be in at our beautiful retreat land with your own cabin and meals provided, and a small group of people will always be there to ring bells and remind each other to go and practice and have prayers in the evening together. It's a beautiful opportunity. So that's unfolding. If you're interested, please see the website, where you need to do 2 things, and one is to work with somebody to plan your retreat and let us know who that somebody is, and then also contact the retreat registrar and get your time signed up for and paid for. So if you have any questions, you can talk to me or Linda Grove, and I hope we'll see some of you out there.
Okay. We have a couple other announcements. Do we have new people today? Salidra?
We have Amanda.
Hi, welcome.
Is there anybody else interested?
In front of you, Salidra.
Oh, and your name? Micaiah, welcome.
Welcome. Yes, thank you. And we're going to try something a little new starting today. We'll see how it goes. In the back room, there's a wooden box with a note on top, and there's a basket with a note on top. We were talking a number of times in the PC and in other program council, and in other places that maybe not everyone's comfortable raising their hand during discussion and Q&A time and putting a question out to the world. So if you want, you can write a question and put them in there. There's a place for questions to the program council, the board, and questions for the Dharma discussion. So feel free. You don't need to put your name on it. We'll look at them. We may not answer them right away today, but we might bring them to the next time. But it also opens another way for us here and people doing leadership to hear from you. We're going to keep trying to open more ways to communicate back and forth. And the board and a small committee of the board are working on that, especially related to the current transitions. But just any Dharma questions or transition questions are welcome. So please, during the break or after, put your questions in there. Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Yeah, Diane. What's that? Town Hall, yeah. February 9th. The whole Sangha is invited to a town hall meeting. I don't remember the times. 1:30 to 4.
We end with potluck dessert.
And it will end with a potluck dessert.
But we start up here.
Yum. We'll start up here. And that will be a meeting to, again, more communication from teachers, program council, board, and us hearing from you. Okay, so thank you. Let's have tea.